Greetings all, this is Hairy Nick.
And this is a less hairy Justin.
It is a less hairy Justin.
We've got stuff, Nick. We've got stuff that isn't epic. It's actual, real content that we can talk about. It's been a while. Let's just talk about this for a bit. It's so good.
Have you noticed that every time within the past year, every time there's been spoilers, we've gone, hey, Justin, there's news to talk about. The gaps are getting a bit too long, and I'm getting a little sick of it. So hopefully we can, pick up the pace a little bit. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, in the meantime, hey, new stuff. It's actual, standard game, not epic.
Each thing has more than one chip in it. It's kind of cool.
I like that. In fact, I wouldn't mind if this was a trend moving forward. The blister packs have gotten to like $30, $35 Australian on average for most of them.
Yeah.
Which is a bit much. I remember like when I started the game a few years ago, it was like $20 each if you shopped around. So yeah, it's a bit of a jump. Anyway, new Y-Wings for the Resistance and Bombers and Whispers for the First Order.
I can't wait to fly these. No, mainly the Whisper. But I'm also surprised that the Bombers are on a small base. That does surprise me. I was thinking for a while it was going to be medium, but
we never saw them. We never saw them in the movies. They were like spoiled as concept art,
and they also were in the Star Wars Resistance show in like the final episode of the final season. So cool. they don't get used.
But let's start off with these Y-Wings. It's the first thing that appears here on my Discord, so whatever, let's just go with that.
Yeah.
You get two of these bad boys. Let me just bring up a pilot card here. Sorry about the art that's slightly cut off. It is appalling. I know this internet show is an absolute shambles, but we persevere. So this is a BTA Nr2 Y-Wing. It's not the BTLA 4 or whatever they called it in the Republic era. We have yet another Y-Wing chassis.
Yeah.
I like how it's flying over Coruscant as well. Probably in the moments before just badness. So this was flown on the Republic before it was flown on the Resistance, which actually answers a bit of a question I've been having about this game, because we're probably at some point going to get the T-85 X-Wings, and I always thought it was an interesting discussion to have, like whether or not that belongs on the Republic or Resistance. I find the idea of that potentially going in the Republic interesting because A, it technically was the Republic, and B, it's sort of, hey, it's more balanced. We don't have two X-Wings in the same faction that way. But I think ultimately this answers the question. If it's flown in the Republic during this, sequel era, it's probably going to be a Resistance ship.
Yeah, no, I don't think they really want to be making an extra team. Like
extra era of a faction, yeah.
Yeah, I reckon like it could be a sub-faction thing. Like they might have like New Republic options, maybe with the Y-Wings and the T-85s, maybe if they really want to go about that. But I don't think it's really needed.
It's a level of complexity I don't think the game really needs. We've already got 7 factions. I think just finding the neatest way to do it is correct, and probably just putting on the Resistance is going to be correct. Any case, let's talk about this Y-Wing before we get too sidetracked there. It has a very similar stat and action bar as all the other Y-Wings. Actually, from that point of view, it's strictly the worst Y-Wing out of all of them, before we look at like the baked-in ability and the dialing like that. 2 red dice, forward arc, 1 agility, 4 hull, 3 shield, white focus, and red target lock, barrel roll, and boost. So on both counts, strictly worse than every other Y-Wing.
Well, I mean, it gets the boost option. That's kind of cool.
Okay, no, you're exactly right. No, it does have a red boost, which doesn't make it strictly worse. The red target lock seems brutal, but at the same time, I think when we look at these cards that are about to come up, we'll kind of understand why they're doing that. But before we look at anything else, even the baked-in ability, which, by the way, does nothing before you add upgrades, I find it interesting that we have a Y-Wing that's, essentially across the board pretty much worse than most other ones stat-wise, because the Y-Wing is pretty much a ship that doesn't really do anything unless you add upgrades, and having one that sort of isn't so much an ugly duckling, something that's just a bit worse across the board, might just be viable with that 2 red attack is interesting. I don't know that that's the case, by the way, but I just find it interesting. If this is just cheaper than other Y-Wings, maybe it will be the one that can actually just be fielded and you go, well, just chuck on a bunch of Resistance Y-Wings because of all the health.
Well, like that and like maybe a Millennium Falcon or something like that. That could...
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the fun thing to do right now is fireballs, but could be cool. The baked-in ability on the Y-Wing is intuitive interface. After you perform an action, add it to your action bar by a talent, elicit, or modification upgrade. You may perform a calculate action. So we were having a quick look at this before we recorded this video. Justin, you had a nice handy list of all the things that are relevant here.
We've got Debris Gambit, Expert Handling, Targeting Computer, Engine Upgrade, Angled Deflectors, and Cloaking Device as the elicit. So Debris Gambit only works as if you are next to a asteroid or whatever at range 0 to 1. Everything else works normally. Cloaking Device does only have the 2 tokens, so
yeah,
maybe not necessarily use that, but
I don't love it with Debris Gambit or Cloaking Device, stuff like that. I do like it with the random upside of just taking like Targeting Computer, making that that red target lock white, and then just getting free calculate. Calculate and target lock together is good. It's very offensive.
The boost is quite interesting. Like if you put the engine upgrade to change it to white, to then boost and get a calculate, that's not bad.
You can fly super aggressively. Assuming you have viable options with these talent pilots, you could do engine upgrades and expert handling together and have like a nice action efficient kind of, I don't really want to say ace in a Y-Wing, but kind of leaning towards that kind of build in a certain weird way. It's very interesting. Now, yes, there are lots of ways to cheese out these calculate tokens. Just remember, at the end of the day, it's just a calculate token. It's not the best thing in the world, but it is free, and that's really, really cool. We did have one upgrade card revealed for this as well. This is Wartime Loadout. Interestingly, this sort of takes it from being like the worst Y-Wing to being the best Y-Wing in the game. It does a whole lot. It takes up the configuration and modification slot, but you gain a torpedo and a missile, and you replace the baked-in ability with Devastating Barrage while you perform a torpedo missile attack. If the defender's in your bullseye arc, your critical results cannot be cancelled by evade results. 2 more shield, white target lock, white reload. So at the end of the day, yes, we're sort of talking about targeting computer. Maybe it's just going to be better to take this and just more efficient. And this is also standardized, so you can't mix and match. Yes, you don't have the option of like doing your silly ace kind of builds. Just remember, you can't do this with those calculate actions as well. So this takes over the calculate. So you either have calculates or you have the ridiculous barrage. Just bear in mind, bullseye arc, Y-Wings, not the easiest thing in the world. Maybe you want to do this with expert handling on some higher initiative characters to try and line up those bullseye arcs just perfectly. Maybe engine upgrades, although I think at the end of the day, for lining up bullseye arcs, barrel rolls is the way to go. But it's cool. Lots of versatility on this. You basically have what is essentially arguably the worst Y-Wing or the best Y-Wing, depending on what kind of configuration you go for. But
definitely options.
By the way, we did have the dial revealed as well. It was on the spread, and some handy peeps on the internet did sort of decipher it. Oh, by the way, before I talk about that, this is the highest resolution spread we got. Thanks, AMG. Really appreciate that. And we did... We did have the dial. So what differentiates it between other Y-Wings is the blue maneuvers are 1, 2, 3 straight and the 2 banks, which means it has more blue maneuvers than any other Y-Wing. So yes, arguably that makes it better. But of course, more native reds on the action bar arguably balances that out by default. It's got less health. So yeah, it's a whole discussion kind of thing.
Yeah, it is really a completely different Y-Wing to everything else we've ever had.
I'd rather have white actions than a little bit more blue. I'd rather, that's the way I react to that.
Speaking of this spread here, we've got your favourite little guy as an illicit.
Oh, yes, we do. So we can barely see it, but that little thing there, that is my oldest friend, Babu Frick, in case you weren't aware. Interesting having a character as an illicit, but I guess it makes sense because Babu Frick's not big enough to take up like a seat.
A whole crew slot? Yeah.
It means you can like chuck Babu Frick on not only Y-Wings, but like Z95 headhunters and dumb stuff like that. I really like that. I think that's very, very interesting.
Yeah, hopefully he will only... Yeah, he's not stuck to just resistance. He is able to be played on multiple factions. That'd be really nice.
It's got to be on Scum as well, surely. But like you think of Babu Frick and his lore, his backstory. He's not just a resistance character.
No, he is very scummy.
Indeed. Hey, Justin, let's talk about the First Order stuff.
Oh, I thought you'd never say it. Oh, it's so good. It's so good to see this.
Where do I don't know where to start. I'm going everywhere, Justin. So, we have the TIE Whisper, this little boy in the middle here, and these two big ones on the side. That is the, what is it called? The TIE Bomber? The TIE SE Bomber.
Significant.
The TIE, yes. The standard edition bomber. That's right. Let's talk about that first. Why not? This is the pilot card we had revealed, the First Order Cadet Initiative 3. 2 red dice at the front, 2 agility, 4 hull, 2 shield. White focus target lock and barrel roll, which also links into a red target lock, red boost, and white reload into red evade. That's a weird action bar.
That's a spicy include at the end there.
Just a little evade there. Why not? Being a bomber, yes, a lot of it's going to do with like what kind of upgrade cards you take it with, which is not going to be revealed on the pilot card. So we don't really have a lot to talk about with this particular ship itself. Needless to say, having baked in boost with a bomber is really, really cool. We have a similar kind of effect on the Scum faction with the Cad Bane crew, which allows you to boost when you drop bombs. This is way more flexible than that. You just get to take free boosts. It's kind of weird how there's a red boost as well. I kind of feel like if you're using that, you've kind of stuffed up a little bit.
No, it's that boost to make sure that you're out of the way of that bomb.
I suppose so. Also, it's a boost after you move, and maybe that's got to be the time when you use it. Maybe it's more important. Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Like I'm sitting there going like I needed to at least get 2 of these packs because 2 TIE Whispers that's going to be cool. That gives me 4 bombers. Is 4 bombers enough?
How could you call yourself a First Order player unless you owned at least 5 of these? I mean, come on, be reasonable for a moment, mate.
Okay.
Let's move over to the TIE Whisper. Sorry for jumping the camera around all the screen. I'm just getting so excited. This is the 709th Legion Ace.
709 is actually the Kylo Ren's like Black Hand or like Vader's fist sort of version. They're
it's like Vader's
the super good guys. Yeah.
The super we have to have a chat about this later, Justin.
Yeah, we add some extra numbers. It makes it better.
That's right. Stats on this one.
It's many more.
That's right. Stats on this one: 3 red bullseye, 2 red turret, 2 agility, 3 hull, 2 shield. The action bar is white focus into white rotate turret, white evade, and target lock, and both white barrel roll and boost into a white rotate turret.
We need those rotating of turrets because we've got that 2 dice out the front or back. It's,
Indeed. It has the same basic ability as the TIE SF.
It's at least going to be a missile carrier at some stage as well.
Yes. I'd be surprised if it wasn't just on the frame itself. But yes, look, you could look at that and go, oh, the action economy is amazing. It's like, no, they're just adding rotate turrets on. It's not like you're getting double repositioning or double token stacking. We're not really talking the same kind of thing like a TIE Interceptor or a TIE Silencer. It's a bit of a different beast, this one.
It's not even like the TIE Baron, because the TIE Baron at least has that target lock or barrel roll at the end. So
we're not getting double repositioning. I mean, it's still got white boost and barrel roll, so it's not like it's completely different, but It's more different than I thought it was going to be. I thought AMG/FFG really had their work cut out for them when it came to making this ship and making it distinct from the TIE Silencer. As it turns out, the design approach is just completely different anyway, so it'll be curious to see how it goes. Almost kind of similar to a Nantex crossed with a TIE S. I don't know. This is really weird.
Yeah, that 3 bullseye, because it's also kind of like the Nr2 in that regard as well, with regards to having a stronger bullseye attack. Again, this is something that I'm going to have to try and fly and see how it goes, because you got Kylo, and are you going to fly Kylo on this, or are you going to fly Kylo on the Silencer? Both of which are going to feel very different, I reckon.
What are they going to do with Kylo? That's the question. Is it just going to have the same ability? I'll show you the dark side.
I think it's got to be different. He's the Supreme Leader now. I think it's going to be different.
Yes, I'll really show you the dark side.
I'll show you that really black dark side version.
That's right. I'll show you the really, really dark side. It's so dark, you guys. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Matt
the technician just comes out going, "Oh my god, guys, this dark side, it's so dark."
That's right. It's so dark, you guys. Oh my god. Yeah, it looks really cool. As I said, I'm glad the design's different. We do have now full disclosure. This was not revealed on an official source. This was spoiled through Reddit, but I've got no reason to believe this is fake or anything. This is enhanced jamming suite, which does the same thing with those rotate turrets as we did with jam. It takes up the tech slot, so I think we're going to safely assume it has a tech slot, although why wouldn't it? It's a ship from this era basically all have tech slots. While you jam, you can choose yourself or another friendly ship. While you defend, if the attacker has no green tokens or there is a jammed ship in the attack arc, you may roll 1 additional defense die.
Going up to that 3rd green dice, very important for this ship.
Is it better than having a focus token, though? That's kind of weird to think about. You do give this bonus to all the friends you have next to you. That also, if you're in the attack arc or if they're in, you jam them and it's you and the. Oh, I've gone cross-eyed. It's not complex. It's just complex in practice. But there's always the magical Christmas land scenario, Justin, where you jam one of your opponent's ship and they fly in front of one of their ships. And they give you extra green dice, and you also you just get you get all the bonuses.
You feel so good. You feel so good.
Not going to happen, but it's still worth. It's a little bit more upside. That's pretty cool. Plus, look, at the end of the day, if you're not doing any of that cool stuff that's written on the card, you just get a jam action. That's really good. You just get a jam action. There you go. Who cares about the rest of the card?
Yeah, is it going to be worth a couple of points? Yeah. If it's worth much more, I don't know.
I'm going to guess...
It is taking up that tech slot.
I'm going to guess 4 points. 4. I think there's a lot of... It's a lot of upside. A lot of upside to having a jam action.
Yeah, I suppose. And that also, getting that extra green dice. Maybe 4. I was hoping, originally, maybe 2. I think that's underselling it a lot.
I think you just like your really fancy first order cards, Justin.
Yeah, I really do.
Indeed. 4 points if it's real. And again, I'm assuming it is. Yeah, cool packs. Very much looking forward to these ones.
Not only that, I just want to also point out extra force abilities, new force.
Indeed, yes.
Gives Kylo some more options.
We can just see some stuff here on. I know that we've already seen that one before. That's like predictive show or something like that, but it looks like there's a couple of new ones here.
I think at least 2 new ones. Yeah. And we've also got some gunners in there as well. Some new gunners. So that looks like there might be a gunner slot. I'm not sure if there's going to be the gunner slot on the... No, it can't be on the S. No, it'll have to be on the bomber, wouldn't it?
It's got to be. Oh, because there's ordnance gunners.
Yeah.
Like Bombardier and that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I think it's more likely to be that because, Kylo's... with Kylo with the Interceptor, it's not He doesn't have anyone in the ship with him. It's just him.
No, actually, it's just him with those cool handles doing this stuff.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of the enhanced jamming suite there, that actually does just say it is only for the TIE Whisper. However, if you are a First Order fanatic like myself, you do know that there are 2 different types of TIE Whispers. There is the Interceptor version and the normal version.
That's true. It's like it's a variant on the TIE LN. Now that was the ship, or rather the group of ships that was chasing the Falcon at the start of episode 9 and doing the hyperspace skipping. So like it can track stuff through hyperspace. Don't know if that's going to be mechanically reflected in the game anyway, but
yeah, I'm wondering. Yeah, so does that mean that we're more likely to see a normal TIE Whisper before a TIE Dorito?
They're both like standard, like mainline fighters. It's good to see that we've sort of started getting stuff from episode 9.
The other problem I have with that is that the normal TIE Whisper is really just an upgraded version of the normal TIE FO. So
could be a configuration.
Like, what's the? Yeah, maybe.
Who knows?
That's not a bad idea.
Very interesting, yes. So, we finally have some episode 9 ships. And Justin, what came out after episode 9?
Nothing. There was nothing of importance that came out after episode 9 in Star Wars, I think.
The Mandalorian.
Did it?
Yes.
Yeah, are you sure?
So at this rate...
Because I don't remember that.
At this rate, the Razor Crest, please. I need it. We haven't had a new scum ship in 25 years, and I've got a grey hair, Justin.
So this is coming out in September. Do you reckon you might get to see the Razor Crest by the end of the year?
Razor Crest for Christmas. That's all I've ever wanted.
Hashtag Razor Crest for Christmas.
This is what Mariah Carey was actually singing about, okay?
Yeah.
Get it trending. Yeah. AMG, we, the fans, demand it. Anyway, Justin, thanks for joining me once again for a reveal of the X-Wing things. Given AMG's propensity to sort of do this sort of week in, week out, give us little drip feeds, hopefully we get a similar thing here. Hopefully we get some articles on a new website.
Well, there is already talk that they are already going to do more stuff next week with points. They're going to reveal some points for some of this. So, yeah, I'll be seeing you next week.
In the meantime, on that note, stay safe, everyone. Take it easy. Take care of yourselves. Justin, that goes to you as well. In the meantime, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all the fun stuff, social media, blah, 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 blah. Bye.